dangerously damaging. Ooh, boy, God, did you see that? That was a nasty Superman punch. We are back in the Jon Jones study. It is morning time over here at this point, so we're having Jon Jones for breakfast. My kid is sleeping, so hopefully she stays asleep for the rest of this fight so I could actually get this done. Yes, Jon Jones is now taking on the Lyoto Machida. Lyoto was a beast, monster, and super cool footwork, super cool use of martial arts. Will he look in the eyes? Will he look him in the eye? It seems not. No, so he's still, you can see he's still just staring down. Looks like he's looking at about the waist level. Yeah, absolutely no intimidation. Now he comes down here, and maybe he'll look at the eyes now. Maybe he never does. Doesn't seem like he does. Oh, maybe that's the eyes there. See now you would get head kicked if you do this. Since it is November, midway through November, if you do that, you will get head kicked now. So we're looking at open stance here. Open stance. Lyoto always does this. He's always moving towards the power, but he keeps his head so far on the backside. It's really hard to hit him. Head so far away, and his feet move so fast. Jon here throwing that cross, but just whiffing at air. A lot of air whiff. Lyoto starts circling towards the weak side, and then anytime pressed, he goes to the power. Jon just switched stance there, hit him with a little back kick because he's going into it. Although Lyoto is very used to back kicks, so I would be very surprised if Jon was able to use that to get to him. Close stance now. Close stance, and Lyoto immediately changed the direction he was circling as well, which is interesting. Yeah. Oh, Lyoto trying to time him with the left hand. Jon's coming in. Man, I would love to just break down Lyoto's stuff too. I could do this forever. Honestly, there's just so many fights to break down. Looking at Lyoto's use of karate is so interesting. You get it so different than everybody else. Ooh, oh man. Distance awareness is really good, but man, his chin is so high in the air when he's actually throwing. It's crazy that he hasn't been knocked out as much. Bit of a different problem here for Jon because he won't have such kick dominance knowing that Lyoto is such a karate fighter, and Lyoto also shifts, right? Like you saw that there, how Lyoto will blitz and shift. He switches his stance while moving forward, which enables him to cover that gap that Jon's used to having so quickly, right? So in order to get to him with the hands. He'll throw that like a cross while shifting forward, and you see there he opened his stance up to square in order to laterally move past. And there's a cool kick punch, right? So he's stepping in. He was stepping in with that left hand into closed stance after throwing the rear leg front kick. Jon stomping on that leg. Right, trying to beat up that close target. Lyoto not opposed to doing the same. Jon looks like he's trying to draw him out now with feints. Swing and a miss. Jon is missing with the hands. Lyoto is super long range, man. Super long range. Even though he's not that tall, he fights very, very, very long. Jon is so much taller than him. But Lyoto, so he can cover that gap, man. Distance management. Look at that, man. Just exploding forward. If I was Jon, I would be looking to time that with a double leg. Lyoto's use of footwork is just way ahead of his time, especially at this weight class, right? Like nobody really, it's very rare that you see people with elite level footwork at heavyweight. You see it quite often in the lower weight classes. Ooh, hey, and John gets to him with the head kick. Very nice round kick upstairs over the shoulder. And then going to the body is John Jones. Swing and a miss on that one, though. Lyoto, super low hands. His hands super low. Head back and chin up on the entry, right? Feinting that front leg, almost like a tie hop, but karate style. Right? And another shift, another shift. Ooh, way, and look at that. Look at that. Okay, let's just look at that angle real quick. Oh, man. Right? So Lyoto, right foot back now. Watch, he's going to shift in with his right hand. Boom. And then steps into southpaw. Right? So that helps to cover the gap. Goes back to orthodox. John approaches him. Right away, he's dipping off. He's dipping off defensive circle to the right. John keeps pressing, and he switches stances. Defensive circle to the left. Man, that back shift, man, I'm telling you. One of these days, I'm going to create an outside footwork course, and it is going to make you guys so elusive. No one will touch you unless you want them to. If you have crazy outside footwork and outside kick game and outside punch game, like blitzing and shifting, it becomes so hard for people to get near you unless they can do the same. This is that. Look, boom. That's from southpaw. Lands the left hand, but he's able to be way longer with it because he's like falling in, right? Blitzing, and now that was an orthodox cross. Boom, boom, and he keeps going. Bang, bang. See, this is like traditional karate blitz, right? Like he didn't actually switch the stances completely, but he's really falling in with it. So he's able to cover that ground very fast. Boom. So you see this diagonal shape he's making. There's not a lot of structure underneath him. So he's really covering that gap. Boom. And then this back foot's going to come up. Back foot comes up, right? And then he's going to throw this as a cross, essentially. Boom. Even though it's like, this is like a square stance now. And you can see how that blocking hand is not up. So he was able, because his footwork was so advanced, he was able to cover the gap on people super quick. But his structure is not sound, right? Like his blocking hand isn't up, his shoulders aren't protected. So much karate that he never had that strong boxing capability. And then kind of smothered himself there at the end. Ooh, yeah, that's been useful too. That was a nice little question mark over the shoulder. It's cool to see John be able to kick with somebody that's obviously a very advanced kicker and has been seeing kicks coming for a long time. Because he really has to, right? Like Lyoto fights you from so far away. Unless John wants to risk running into something nasty to breach the distance, he's got to use those long range attacks. Yeah, trying to set up that 3-2. But Lyoto is just too far. Yeah, I think that's a good idea, right? Because Lyoto kept leaving. He's like feinting the 3. Lyoto kept leaving. The 2 isn't going to be there. But if they're too long for your hands, they'll run right into the kick. So John went to the body, reaching out just to like test the leg there, it seems. That I don't think Lyoto liked that one. Low kick to the lead leg, outside of the lead leg. And he immediately switched stance. So that's something that I think John will keep going to. Oh, hey, man. Lyoto is down for the throwdown. I'm telling you, even in the pocket. So explosive. He covers that gap quick. And the hands are heavy. It's crazy how heavy his hands are, because if you look at his like punching mechanics, it's not very correct, at least as far as I understand things. But he's still able to get a lot of power on these shots. Yeah, this is what you want to do if you're John Jones. Ooh, a nice little uchigari or inside leg hook right into the double. That's the cool thing about dropping down with the uchigari is it'll lead you right into a double leg if the guy's able to step over it, right? Like look at this. Gets in with the 50-50 tie and boom, inside leg hook. Uchigari for judo, okay, but it doesn't work, right? But not judo, so he can grab the leg. So he drops down. He's able to come up on this double right away. Boom. Got like a blast double, and bam, you're down, my friend. Now, Lyoto never had a crazy guard, but you don't really have to at this weight class. But you probably want one with John and like underhook and stand up. Lyoto's bleeding now. You're going to check out that cut. If you have a guy on the fence and his leg is sticking out from the fence, just hook that thing and pull it out, right? If he's leaning his back on the fence and his leg is out in front of him, lots of space in between his foot and the fence, just hook it with your leg and pull it out. That's what I was talking about with like sort of, oh, and that was a nasty cut. Look at that thing. Yeah, that is not a nice cut. Ooh, wait, beautiful elbow. Beautiful elbow. What's John doing there with that grip? Look at that. Okay, so look at that length. Ooh, boy, that is a gash. Axe wound. Okay, so look at this. Look at this Z guard position. And John looks like he has an overhook, but he's going to overhook and then grabbing the back of the head. That is pretty nasty. I never thought about doing that. Overhook and then to the back of the head, and then just sets up this dirty elbow. Oh, and here's that wrist grab again, right? Here's why you don't grab people's wrists. You frame inside their elbow, cuz bang. Oh, you see John hit this. Every time somebody tries to grab his wrist, he's gonna elbow you in the face. What happened there? Okay, they reset him. They reset him. They were just like, oh, we got to check out this cut. And they reset him back in the 50-50 position. Although, like, you lose sufficient momentum here. And then, yeah, nice, nice. Yeah, beat up his legs. Everybody forgets this chip. And this foot stomp, man, is super, super useful. Way more threatening than people expect, right? There's a lot of these strikes that happen on the wall there that people think are quite benign. Although if you ever felt it, you would realize that it is at least distracting, if not like dangerously damaging. Ooh, boy, man, did you see that? That was a nasty Superman punch. Lyoto just ran right into it, and then did the power guillotine? Oh no! And then yeah, you see how his back's trapped on the fence. He's got nowhere to go. This is a and slump. Dude, John is a nightmare, bro. He is not a easy man to beat. Did you see that Superman punch? Like, I didn't even remember that Superman punch at all. Let's look at it again. Okay, so Lyoto's going to try to blitz in here. And that's the problem with blitzing over and over again, like always lunging into your punches and trying to cover a big gap, is if you do run into something, like it is very bad for you like that. Ugh. Okay, so Lyoto's going to try to shift in with the left hand, and John's going to throw the right hand in a super. Here it comes. Bang. Yeah, John lands. Lyoto does not, because his hand is down, his chin is up. Where's John's blocking hand? Oh, look, it's up, right? This is where you get people that have great footwork don't work on their blocking system. People that have great slipping don't work on their blocking system. They're not defensively responsible. So when they get into firefights, they end up on the losing end, right? Oh, and like went face down like that. That almost finished the fight right there. And then John just swarms on it, gets Lyoto's head, knees him in the body, liver. Not a fun time. Lyoto's trying to back out, and John just runs him right into the fence. And then hands are connected. Lyoto's trying to get angle here. He's trying to turn, but you got nowhere to go because your back's on a wall. This is one of the best places to finish guillotine, especially standing, is with their back on the wall. People will constantly circle. We made a short on this, or a video on it. It was part of our guillotine video, I believe. So if you haven't seen the guillotine video, check it. We're gonna put in the link down there. Ooh, yeah, 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 yeah. They cannot circle off now, right? Like Lyoto needs to go this way. He needs to circle this way, but John is owning that space. You're not going to get through this gap, right? If Lyoto was able to circle, he would go this way, but he can't because John's got his head over here. Your body's not going to go that way. He needs his hips to be able to go out this way, and you can't because the fence is there. So you're going to go to sleep. Night, night. Night, night. No bedtime story even. That is one bad dude. Okay, that was wild. All right, so now we're going to see if we can do another one.